What's going on? What's happening, fellas? Let's get right into it. So today we're going to discuss, and I'm going to help you guys out with why you get rejected by women. Now, what I want you guys to do as you're watching this video is I want you to be completely honest with yourself. Because a lot of guys, man, are very arrogant about this, and they have this thing to where they like to perceive or give people the perception that they do not get rejected by women. All right, so I just want to say this first, man. The best of us, the most attractive, most successful, most high-value men still get rejected by women from time to time, all right? But if you're constantly getting rejected by women, if you're not getting your way with women, I want to help you guys out with that today. So I want you to have an open mind as we go into this topic. All right, now another thing, I want you to stick around to the end of the video because every single point that I'm going to make is very crucial, and you may not relate to all of these points, but there may be a few that can help you out in the future and your success when it comes to attracting more women. All right, let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to say, fellas, and the first reason why a lot of guys get rejected by women is I'm just going to say this, guys. Sometimes you got to stay in your lane. All right, you got to stay in your lane. And what I mean by that is, and this works on both sides. This works a lot on the women's side, too, when it comes to trying to attract men. Sometimes, fellas, women are just out of your league, bro. All right, I see a lot of guys, they get upset because certain type of women are not giving them the attention or not giving them the feedback that they desire. But, bro, you got to be honest with yourself, man, all right? Sometimes a woman is just way out of your league, bro. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I know nowadays everybody gets in their feelings about this. But I'm going to tell you, man, back in the day, like I said before in another video, if you were a 5, you know, as far as rating scale 1 to 10, if you were a 5, you kind of knew that you got to stay in your lane and you got to talk to 5s. You got to deal with 5s. And if you were a 10, you kind of knew you can deal with 10s or anything below that. But nowadays, you know, especially women, man, nothing against my ladies, but especially women, a lot of people, they try to go out of their league and then they get upset when they're not getting the feedback that they desire. All right. This is the simple fact about it. Even though you want that 9 or that 10 or that chick that's very attractive, bro, you got to keep it real, G. Sometimes a woman is just out of your league, fellas. Now, that's not to say you still shouldn't improve yourself and get up to her level, but you got to be humble, bro. And this takes a lot of confidence to admit and to take this in and accept this, all right? I would never tell a man to not go for what he wants, but you got to understand the game, G's. You got to understand the game, all right, fellas? So sometimes the reason why you get rejected by certain women is because she just way out of your league. Now, in your head, you probably thinking like, oh, she not out of my league, bro. Like, this chick is average. But you got to understand, bro, sometimes you just got to face the facts and stay in your lane, fellas. And that leads me to my next point. Another reason why a woman may reject you, bro, is you just not that good. You just not good enough for her. All right. Even if you think that she is not out of your league and she on your level, sometimes women, bro, I'm going to be honest. This is the thing about women. This is things you guys don't understand. All right. Women want the best option. All right. Any man that a woman chooses, in reality, she thinks that that's her best hypergamous option. Even though you may, and I do this sometimes, I look at couples sometimes and I see a woman with a man and I'm like, what is she doing with him? And vice versa. But at that time in her life, she thinks that's her best option. And he may not even be the richest guy or the best looking guy. He may be very caring and loving and patient, but that's her best option. That's what she's looking for at that time. So another thing you guys got to understand is women go through these cycles in life, you know, and I want to like just keep it very transparent. Most of the time when women are younger, like 20, 22, 25, they usually want what you would call a bad boy. You know, guys who are very flashy, you know, guys who are very nonchalant, guys who really don't care what women think. They don't really care about women's feelings and stuff like that. The guy you would call a bad boy. That's what women want at a young age, all right? Usually, typically, not all the time, all right? I don't want the all police to come get me. But like I said, that's what women usually want. But as they get older and their maternal clock starts ticking, they usually want different things in life, all right? They usually want a guy as what you would call husband material, all right? So what you got to understand is you probably catching these women at the wrong time, all right? Let's say you a bad boy and you try to pull an older chick. She probably don't got time for your games, or she probably look at you and she thinks you a player and she don't really want that in her life. All right. Same thing goes vice versa. There are younger women that you guys try to approach and try to attract, and you are perceived as this like calm, patient husband type material. And it's probably not what she's looking for in her life. She probably wants some excitement. She probably wants a thrill. She probably wants a bad boy. All right. So you're probably not her type at that moment. So you guys really got to understand this. This comes with understanding humans and human nature. All right. And also understanding female nature. All right. Like, I'm going to be honest. When I was younger and I was kind of more of a bad boy type, like I still, like, some women, they think I'm a bad boy just because of how I act, and I don't care about a lot of stuff. But when I was younger, I really like personified that bad boy type. So I would attract a lot of younger chicks. But as I'm getting older and more stable, I kind of carry myself a little bit different. So I usually attract either older women or women who have their minds correct. You know, they're looking for something stable. So you got to understand this, fellas. This is very crucial, because attracting women is not all about looking good, smelling good, having your stuff together. It's about the persona that you portray to these women. All right. Now, it's kind of complicated, but as you grow and you mature, you're going to understand this more. All right, fellas. Another reason why women may reject you is for the simple fact of women do not like rejection, fellas. All right. That's the simple fact about it. So I just want to give you an example. And I talked about this on the downsides of being attractive video, guys. When I'm out sometimes, what I've realized is there are a lot of women who won't give me the time of day. All right. Like, I be seeing women that I know 100% that are attracted to me. And sometimes I'm wrong, but most times I'm right about this. But they won't talk to me. They won't give me attention. They won't look me in my eyes because they think I'm in a relationship. Like, because of how I look and how I present myself, they automatically think I'm in a relationship. So they won't come talk to me because, like I said before, God forbid she come up to me and try to talk to me, and then I tell her I already got a girlfriend or I'm married or something like that. That will crush a woman's soul. That will crush a woman's ego. Like I told you guys before, a woman is 10 times, maybe 100 times more afraid of rejection than you are, fellas. All right. You got to understand this, guys. You really got to understand this. So sometimes a woman may reject you before you even get the chance to reject her. I had a guy hit me up on Instagram, and he said he doesn't understand why women are always ghosting him and things like that. I'm going to tell you this, fellas. Sometimes a woman knows that she's not that interesting. She knows that she's not that great. So before you even tell her this, or before you even reject her or ghost her, she will ghost you. It's the same thing like what works in like some relationships. A lot of guys be wondering why they females break up with them. Sometimes, bro, when you and your chick going through like some bad times, and and this is real talk, guys, y'all got to understand this, and she has the idea that you're going to break up with her, a lot of women will break up with you first because they don't want to be the one who got broken up with. I've had this happen to me before. Like, I had an ex-girlfriend. We was like arguing every day, bro, for like 2 weeks straight. So I started giving her some distance and started dropping my like attention that I was giving her. And then I already knew she was going to break up with me. She was actually the one in the wrong, fellas. I just want to let y'all. She was actually the one that was messing up. But because she kind of had this idea that I was going to leave her, she jumped the gun and broke up with me because she didn't want me to break up with her, because it would hurt her 10 times less to break up with me than for her to get broken up with. All right. So this is female nature, guys. All right. Men, we don't think like this. Like, we don't think like this. A man will rather push through the trials and the tribulations of a relationship to make it work versus a woman. A woman will break up with you just so you won't break up with her, just so she can tell all her friends that she left you and she can go along with that story. And it's so crucial to the point where you will break up with a girl, but she would still tell people that she broke up with you or she left you. It happens, guys. It's female nature. All right. So you got to understand this. So this may be why you get rejected. Women, they fear rejection. They don't want you to leave them. They don't want you to reject them. They don't want you to ghost them. So they'll ghost you first. Not all the times. All right, guys. Not all the times. It's not all in all, and it's not obsolete. But this does happen. All right. Let's get it to the next point. Another reason why a woman may reject you, guys, like I said, sometimes you're not her best option. And you got to understand that, G's. Like, you really got to understand women want the best option. But another thing about this is women have a lot of options, guys. They have a lot of options. So you got to understand, when you approach women, bro, these women, especially nowadays, and especially if they're really attractive, they got phone number, text message threads, DMs full of men. So rejecting the men is nothing to them, guys. Like, I don't care how attractive you are. You got to understand, you think you doing it. Women got men simping for them, sending them cash apps, paying for stuff, buying them stuff, all in their DMs. And then you come around, and then if you're not putting on your best self, or she's just not really attracted to you like that, or doesn't really want you like that, you may get rejected. It's the nature of the game in 2024, fellas. That's why I always say you got to be the best version of yourself and only deal with women who want you. Only deal with women, only approach women who giving you choosing signals. All right, I'm all about approaching, but I don't approach women who are not showing me that they are open to me approaching them. Like, if I walk up to a chick, or I walk by a chick, and when she see me, she hop on the phone, or she put in her headphones, I'm not going to approach her, fellas. I'm just not. All right, I'm going to keep it pushing, because what she's showing me is she's closed off and she don't want any interactions with me. But if I see a chick and she turning my way, she giving me attention, she playing with her hair, she fixing herself up in front of me, that's my green light to approach. All right, and there's less chances that I would get rejected unless I do the next thing I'm going to talk about. But you got to deal with women who want you. A lot of you guys are chasing females who are not giving you the attention that's showing you that they want you, guys. All right, you got to be smart about this, because I always say, never blame a woman for anything, bro. Never. I don't care what happens. You never blame a woman. Even if a woman cheats on you, G, it is your fault. All right, it is your fault 100%. She probably was a bad person. She probably was disloyal, but it is still your fault, fellas. All right. Now, my last point is, and this is probably the biggest reason why you get rejected by women, fellas, is the fact that you ain't smooth, guys. All right, you're not smooth. You don't have charisma. You know, you're not on your stuff. You're just not that guy. All right. And instead of blaming women and saying stuff like, oh, women only want money, and women are gold diggers, and women are this and women are that, and women don't know what they want. Fellas, sometimes you just not good enough. Like I told y'all, bro, women have a lot of options these days. So when she see you and she like interact with you, or she approach you, or you approach her, you got to understand she's comparing you to every guy she talks to. Or she's comparing you to the ideal guy that she wants. And if you don't fit that description in whatever way, she gonna reject you, G's. All right, don't be mad at that. It just is what it is. All right, it is what it is. You know, like, I'm sure when you go buy a car and you put your credit information in and you put all your credentials in and you get denied from buying that car, you know, they tell you, oh, you can't have this car, but you can have the lower tier car. I'm sure you don't get upset, because you understand your credentials, your credit, your financial situation is not good enough to get that Hellcat. You got to go with the RT. You got to drop down a couple tiers. It's the same thing with women, fellas. All right. It's the same thing with women. This is what I always say. Women bet on horses. Okay. Men are like horses. You ever went to a horse race or saw a horse race? Women bet on horses. And women bet pretty good on horses. Men, we don't. We got, like, I just got to say this. Men have a horrible job at vetting women. Most men. Like, you guys have a horrible job at vetting women, because most men always pick the wrong woman. But women usually have a good selection process when it comes to men. They bet on horses. So just like at horse races, who's going to bet on the slowest horse? Who's going to bet on a horse that haven't been winning races? All right. You got to understand this. So this has a lot to do with how you present yourself, how you present yourself on social media. If you get a woman's number and then she asks you for her Instagram, or she asks you for your Instagram, and she go on your Instagram and your Instagram's boring and it doesn't look like you have an exciting life, fellas, she's going to ghost you. All right. Because she's looking at you and she's saying, do I want to be a part of this man's life? Do I want to enter his frame? He has nothing going on. He's not ambitious. He doesn't look fun. His life doesn't look exciting. He doesn't look like he have a promising future. That's how women think. You just may see a nice, pretty, chick, and you're like, well, that's good enough for me. She's pretty, she's feminine, and that's good enough for me. Men, we don't look at all these things. We don't look at all these aspects. Men are very simple. Men are like dogs. All right, men, we don't bet on horses. But that's what women do, fellas. You got to understand. This is why I told y'all to stick around to the end of the video, because this is the most important part. Women bet on horses. They bet on the fastest horse. So if she's comparing you to all these other men, just like horses, and you're the slowest horse, you're not going to get her. She's going to deny you. She's going to ghost you, and she's going to reject you, fellas. All right. That's why I always say you got to get on your grind. All right, especially if you're young. You got to show a woman that you have a promising future that she wants to be a part of. Some guys get upset with this. You can't get mad at this. Why would a woman pick to be in a relationship with a man who she doesn't think is going to give her the best outcome in life? She has to trust you with everything, especially if y'all want to take it serious and one day she might have kids by you. Why would she want to be with a man who's not in good shape, knowing that when she reproduces, her kids are not going to have the best genes? All right. That's why fit men, good men with good physiques usually can get a lot of women, because it's a natural biological thing. Because and women don't even understand this. They just know this innately, naturally, that her kids are going to carry on the genes that you have of being fit, of being tall, or whatever your qualities are. All right. That's why I always say, I'm going to say this again. This is why you got to become the best version of yourself and stop blaming women. I am really trying to put an end to this blaming women, complaining about women, saying women don't know what they want, saying women are gold diggers. Now, I will be honest. In America, in the West, the UK, Canada, there are a lot of gold digging women. All right. Just don't mess with those type of women. But there are guys who think all women are gold diggers. All women just want men with money. All women just want men that are in shape. There's reasons for that. It's the same reason why you don't want a masculine woman. It's the same reason why you don't want a woman who all she cares about is her career. All right. Because you don't want women like that. Women like that are unattractive and they turn you off. It's the same thing, fellas. Women want certain things. So when you understand female nature, when you understand a woman's hypergamous nature, you will do a lot better with women instead of complaining about them and getting mad at the results that you're getting or not getting. All right, fellas, this is a real video because I guarantee you, bro, when you understand these things, you stop having problems with women. You stop dealing with women who don't want you. You stop dealing with women who are not compatible to you. All right, fellas. So like if you're a young kid and you on the grind right now and you broke, but you know one day you're going to be successful. If you want a good relationship with a woman, find a woman who's at your level. Stop going for these bad chicks because they don't want that. They don't want a dude who they got to wait for him to get on his level. You can be mad all you want, G, but that's the reality about it. You can either be mad for the rest of your life or you can fix what's going on. All right, that's just what it is. So like I said, if you want to come up and you ain't got everything you want, get a chick on your level and build up with her. All right, because there's less chances that she going to reject you. All right, fellas. So this is real game for you guys. I hope you guys took notes because this is real. A lot of these other coaches and YouTubers and dating coaches going to tell y'all all this bad stuff about women and all this negative stuff of that women are toxic and all this stuff. Bro, look. I'm a real G, bro. I don't blame women for anything. This is why y'all don't never see me upset, yelling at the camera, talking about women ain't this and women ain't that, and stay to yourself and all this stuff. No, bro, you can have a great life dealing with beautiful women because women are probably one of God's best and most magnificent creations. And when you understand women, you will see that and you will stop getting upset with them and you have a much more pleasant, successful experience with them. All right, fellas? So it's your boy KD. I appreciate you guys for watching the video today. Make sure you share this video with a homeboy that's going to help him out. Thanks for liking the video. And if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Y'all know I got to shout y'all out. Shout out to all my day one subscribers. It's your boy KD. We out of here, fellas.